Okay, so I've already done the coring and the centering out of the apples. This one I did a little too deep, but I'm still going to use it anyways. So basically, I threw away the core that I pulled out, and then I saved the center part because we'll munch on that. And then I'm going to make some caramel to go in the center, and the caramel that I'm actually going to use is what Dreamflight 6000 Amy, what she used on one of her recipes, so I'm going to link that below. I didn't actually read how to do this. I just seen the picture and I thought there was really no explanation necessary. So anyways, I'm going to make up the caramel like Amy made hers with the caramel squares and the condensed sweetened milk. And then I'm going to pour it in here and sit it in the fridge and let it harden, and then I'll slice up the apples. Okay, so I have my caramels in the makeshift double broiler, and they are just melting down. So I'm going to melt these all the way down, and then we'll pour them in. It is all melted down. It took quite a while to melt that, I think. But I'm going to let it cool just a little bit before I start pouring it in my apples, just because I don't want it to cook the apples. Okay, so I have them poured, and now I'm just going to sit them in the fridge and let them get hard. I know when Amy sat her caramel in the fridge, it ended up getting really hard. So that's my idea, is to let it get really hard. That way I can just slice it up really nice. So anyways, I'm going to set it in the fridge for a little while. I'm not sure how long it'll take to set, but yeah, I'm going to set it in there and we'll look at it in a little while. Okay, so this has been sitting in the fridge for a while now. And you can see it is pretty firm enough, I would suppose. Now this is not separating at all. Unlike the apples, you can see the juice. It looks like the condensed sweet milk. You can see if I push it, it kind of comes out a little bit. So I'm just going to try to wipe that off a little bit and then cut them and see how that works. So I'm not going to go any further with trying to cut. As you can see, it is not cutting well. It's stuck and it's a goppy mess. This caramel, you can see when I move it and squeeze it, it's actually kind of like formed, but it's not sticking very well. Again, the thing I found online, I basically did not read anything about it. It just looked like a no-brainer. And so I figured I could do this same caramel dip that Amy used because it hardened up really nice in her fridge. And I thought that, you know, that would work. But apparently I need to actually start reading my pins and not just thinking that I can do them without any instructions. So I went back and I read the pins, and basically if I would have just used the caramel squares and just like a tablespoon and a half of water, I think it is, and melted it down and poured it in, then it should have worked. So I'm going to put the link below, and if you want to try this, do not do it the way I did it. Definitely read the pin and see how it's actually supposed to be done. I'm still going to eat this because I'm not going to waste it, but yeah, it's kind of messy. You know, like I said, the milks came out and it's just ooey gooey, not what I had hoped for. However, like I said, if I would have read directions, it would have probably turned out a lot better than this. But you can see that one thing that does work is just pick it up and take a bite, just like you would an apple. So I'm not going to worry about cutting them. I'm just going to eat them, and it's going to work out just fine. So, but yeah, seriously though, if you want it to be firm and not all ooey gooey, definitely follow the directions on the website and don't follow my directions.